It's the Animal Crossing Podcast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. I have the girl that would love to eat candy canes with Axel. Jen, how are you?
I'm doing good.
All right, and we have Animal Crossing's Christmas princess, Belle. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
That's good. This was like our third or fourth take because I'm on the naughty list.
Yeah.
When are you not on the naughty list?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this is a very good point. So, real quick, couple things. We got our presets on Instagram for Instagram. If you guys want to take some rad pictures, go check out Jen's Instagram. She's using these presets in the Lightroom mobile.
Yep.
Right? You can pick them up. They're not that expensive. n64josh.com/ACIG. Come and hang out in our Discord. n64josh.com/Discord. The Animal Crossing server has been popping.
Yeah.
There's lots of shade always being thrown by these two at me. And Hoffman seems to get in on the shade throwing as well, because they all enjoy their tainted items and all this stuff.
Oh,
but,
whoa.
Oh, wait a
They?
minute.
Whoa.
Oh, wait a minute.
Back up.
We've had a new development this week since our last podcast, and Jen, would you like to kind of
we have
everybody
to
know what's been
let's
going on?
let's finish our announcements first. If you guys want to visit Hoffman's Catalog Island,
He's changing the subject.
which I may have done this week, you can catalog everything in Animal Crossing that's orderable, right? Well, you can catalog everything, but not everything's going to be orderable. But he's got it open all the time. He has like 5 switches with Animal Crossing running at all times.
Yeah.
Like, he sends pictures. He's playing Fortnite and Animal Crossing at the same time.
Right. Yeah.
He's crazy. So that's in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. If you want to check out some chill Animal Crossing music while it's still available, I don't know, Nintendo may take it down. But youtube.com/n64josh. And I got new ones coming out this week because they've added the jingle bells into the music. So you can hear him shake the bells every now and again. So I know Belle likes that, right, Belle?
I always love it when bells get shook.
Yeah, I just heard the eye roll right there. So, okay, now you two were going on about something. What's going on here?
Before you change the subject.
Well, I don't know what you're talking.
Josh, like,
Yeah.
whatnot?
Who's there?
Red?
Red who?
Red-handed? That's what we did. We caught you red-handed.
Ooh, that was like a double. That was like a double. That was good. But first of all, because I finished my art museum.
Oh, here we go.
Because
Because he
friends came
finished.
together and
Oh,
brought.
wow, yeah, he did say he.
Yeah.
Friends came
Oh.
together.
Right.
I sent a message to Hoffman. I said, "Hey, I really want to finish my museum."
You said,
He
"Hey,
said, I'll talk
I
to
need
my
you to help me
friends."
cheat." You
I
hook
did.
me
Anybody
up.
have any stolen art
Nope.
that I can have?
No stolen.
Really? So did you get it from Red?
They did.
Oh. But you did not.
Supposedly.
Within
That's what you were
4
told.
hours, he had every piece of art for me.
That's pretty.
He's
Sus.
pretty active in other Facebook groups and stuff. So, you know, I don't like. What's the issue here?
That's what I was wondering last week.
Well, I'm not hiring
coming
people
in hot
from
with
the dark
shady
web to show up with tainted goods. I just have friends that help me.
Oh.
We have friends. too.
Right. And our, yeah, right. Okay.
Oh, are you saying that our friends aren't as good as yours? Our merch is less relevant than your merch? Huh? What exactly?
Yeah.
Look. My stuff
He went off his ride.
my stuff came from Red, not from the future. That's all I'm going to say.
The
How do you know
future.
it came from Red?
Because only Red sells art.
Okay, so then our stuff isn't tainted.
Wait, how does this not compute?
I just feel like
All of the people that collected this art from
You
me
were
had
pretty-
Red at their island right then and there.
Uh-huh.
There was 40 different people with
you
40
were
different pieces of art.
pretty quick to judge other people's
Yeah.
full museums last week, and now yours
Right.
is magically just as full, but it's okay. Because we all know, Red did not visit your island probably at all since the last time we spoke, because Red doesn't
Right.
actually visit anybody's island.
And we all know that you didn't show up on some island and 40 people were allowed to be on this island going, here, in 64 Josh.
Take
No,
this gift I
Hoffman-
have for you.
Hoffman collected it all for me.
Okay.
Yeah, he collected it all.
Oh.
He's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy.
He was
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not talking about Hoffman here. We're
Yeah,
talking about.
Hoffman doesn't like throw around words like calling people's museums like tainted,
Yeah.
singing songs about tainted art. Oh, tainted art.
He doesn't know what to say. He's been caught red-handed, as
look,
you said.
Yeah, bad
I
argument, Josh.
I broke no terms of service to acquire this art.
Okay.
All right? That's all I'm going to say. I broke no terms of service.
That's good.
And as far as I know, everything is legitimate and from Red.
I get it. Keep telling yourself that. But I bet your museum looks great now, huh?
Oh yeah, there'll be a tour on YouTube this week.
Are you gonna show everybody that art piece that's you?
Your favorite art piece?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did she say that's me?
Yeah, where you're milking the cow. We're just gonna pretend that coyote thing is a cow. That's you.
Those are like small children nursing from a coyote. That's just a very strange. I don't even know.
Gosh, everyone.
I don't know.
Every time you see that piece, whenever you go into your completed, untainted museum, just think about Josh when he was a young lad milking cows.
Yeah, the good old days.
The good old days.
No, those weren't not good old days. Just keep them as the old days. That's it.
All right.
So, speaking of
Yeah.
Red
Right.
and art,
Mm-hmm.
Jen, we're a little behind the times on this apparently.
Apparently.
But tell us about what you found out recently.
Well, I just found out that not only can some of the art obviously be fake, but it can also be haunted.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, okay. Tell me all about this. I'm super excited.
Right? So there are a few of the paintings or pieces of art that, first of all, it's always a fake piece. None of the real ones can be
okay.
haunted. So
I was going to ask that.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's always a fake piece. But they, after sundown, like from dusk till dawn, is when you will know if they're haunted or not. And so there are a few where, like, one of them, for instance, is the wistful painting. And at sundown, the eyes in the painting will be closed. And then they reopen in the morning.
Ew.
Yeah. So there's a few of them like that. And then apparently you can also bury your haunted art and it'll make your island haunted.
Shush.
But the article I read warns you about it because it says, beware, doing this can and most likely will lower your island rating. And even though you may like hauntings, your islanders don't. So
okay.
I don't know exactly what that means.
We need haunted art. I want to try this. I want to see what happens.
Try this.
I want
big
to.
time.
Yeah, I want to haunt my islanders.
So
I do. Well, I just want to see what it's like, and then I can unhaunt him as soon as I dig it up. Right?
yeah, I'm not sure
I
what
think
it.
so.
Yeah, so there's 5 pieces on this list that I have. So far, these are the 5 that have been confirmed. It is the fake, so they're all fake. So the wistful painting, the informative statue, the scary painting, the graceful painting, and the ancient statue. Those are
Wow.
all haunted. So, yeah,
That's
kind of
really
interesting.
Cool.
So the ancient statue will actually levitate and its eyes will glow.
No way.
Yeah. And the graceful painting on the back, it will look like the stain that looks like a body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the fake scary painting, the frown is less of a frown and more of a creepy smile.
Oh,
Interesting.
nice.
Very interesting.
Yeah, if Red would just show up, we'll talk to Hoffman. He can find us haunted art.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
anyway, so kind of fun to look out for. If you have a few pieces of fake art, you might want to hang on to them and see what happens after dark. Ooh.
That is really
Spooky.
cool.
So this got me, after she found this, then I went on the look and, started going on YouTube and stuff to see like what other people had found. And I couldn't find anybody that had done anything about burying the painting. Right. So I want to try that to see what happens if your islanders have different things they're going to say. And like, oh, this kept me up all night and somebody was in my house. And, so I want to find that out. But what
the lights kept going on and off. So he was knocking at the door.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know like Rold likes to pull himself around on his floor by his eyelashes or whatever. So I'm just curious, like, if he's going to see a ghost or something. Yeah. It's how he strengthens his eyelids or whatever. He pulls himself around on the floor by his eyelids. So, but what I did find is somebody was doing an island tour on a haunted island, right? Like it wasn't necessarily, I don't know that they had the painting buried, but when they got there, there was fog covering the entire island. Have you seen this yet, Bill?
No.
You've not seen fog?
No.
Okay, so neither had I, and neither had Jen. So I was like, is this tied to the haunting? But apparently, it's just a random weather pattern that can happen between like September 21st and February 24th, and then so there's like heavy fog that'll cover your whole island. But then there's also like sea and river fog or whatever, and it will only be above the bodies of water, and that can happen from September 21st through March 31st or something like that.
Interesting.
That is really cool.
But that's not all. So then I was like, well, what is this fog, right? So I started researching a little bit more. Well, there's a bunch of random weather patterns that can happen. You can see rainbows. If your game goes from raining to clear, within that hour, you can see rainbows, and there's a chance to see a double rainbow.
That would be cool. I've not seen a rainbow.
I have not either. Have you, Belle?
I have not seen a rainbow.
Yeah, neither have I. Now, the special weather that I have seen is the thunderstorm. And there's two different ones.
One is pretty intense.
Yeah, there's one.
One's really intense.
Yeah,
yes.
And then one is in the distance.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I don't think I've seen the distance one.
So I know I've seen both those. Meteors are actually a special weather pattern also.
Oh, okay.
Like the meteor showers.
Right, okay. Which, that seems to be the most common of them. Right? I feel like?
It seems like, yeah.
For my island, anyways.
It seems like. And then, of course, I mean, this makes sense. You can actually tell the wind direction for the day based on the direction the balloons are floating.
Okay.
Because they don't just go back and forth. Like, it's going to all, unless it changes.
And so does the direction of the wind then decide the weather?
It does have some, yeah, I think
Okay.
I think there are some, I think you can find out, like, possibly what's gonna change.
Like if you have meteors that night, if it's coming in from the
possibly,
left.
The article didn't give a lot of detail there, and there were so many ads on this site. It was really hard to try to find what was actual content. So
I'm really looking forward to seeing the Northern Lights.
Oh, that was the other one. The Aurora.
So I think it's coming up, right?
Starting tomorrow.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, starting tomorrow on a clear night, you'll be able to see the Northern Lights.
And it's only for this month, correct?
I think it goes through February.
Oh, does it?
But
okay.
I don't know
thought you
for
said
sure.
December, but I could be wrong.
And that could be the case. It may only be in December.
I just want to make sure I don't miss it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it means you got to be playing at night.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You have to give them a lot of credit. I mean, that's putting a lot into it because they could just say, okay, here's 4 different, it's raining, it's snowing, thunderstorm. But I mean, to have like the flowers blowing a certain way, the balloons going a certain way, the fact that it could be raining and then it's not raining and a rainbow comes out, that's a lot of work they put into it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And it that's what's so fun about this kind of stuff. Like, there's, if your TV is on at like 3 a.m. and Alien shows up on it.
Yeah.
There's all these little like Easter eggs and stuff that they hide within this game. I mean, it would not surprise me if there was things in the very first Animal Crossing game that we still don't know about.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Yeah. Fun to kind of go and
So
look.
if you have your TV on late at night an alien shows up? What's this?
I have to find the exact time. It's like right at like 3:01 or something. Like there's a specific time. But if you're standing near a TV, the TVs at a certain time just go to that blank, like no signal.
Snow or something, isn't it? Or,
Oh, really?
like, the fuzzy.
I think it's either snow or it's how it would just be the colors and just like that.
Oh, yeah.
That audible tone or whatever, and then an alien pops up and will show up on the screen for just a short amount of time, I believe, and then it goes away.
Very interesting.
That's so cool.
So yeah,
I would love to design stuff like this and just come up with random little, like you said, Easter eggs in the game. That'd be the life.
I can remember the very first. We've talked about how when we first got the original game and we went and saw my aunt and uncle, whatever. Like him and I were up. Jen passed out on the couch, and him and I were up, just wondering like what's gonna happen in the middle, and like the ghost showed up. And I don't know. I don't know if his name was Wisp back then or something.
I think so.
I think there's two different ghosts, but I can't remember. I can't remember what the other one's name was. So, and so we were like, just like wandering and fishing and like okay, what's gonna happen now? Is there every time the clock would change from like 1 to 2, or like okay, what is something gonna happen? Like there was just this goof. I mean, it's so silly, right? It's such a tiny little thing. But you're not going to see it if you're not up
right
at that time.
There's a lot of things like with the at the top of the hour, how the fountain will shoot up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things like that, little things that happen if you just have to be playing and paying attention at the right time to see it.
And be by your fountain and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really kind of fun, and I love that we're behind. Like the videos that we're finding were 7 months old.
Yeah, the article I
Wow.
found on it was recent. It was just on like 2 days ago, but then we found the videos that were older. So it's been out there for a while, but yeah, interesting.
And the weather patterns also. I had no clue about rainbows. I had no clue. I mean, Northern Lights I anticipated, but
Right.
Yeah, and I've seen
and fog.
occasionally.
I was like, what?
I've seen it in other people's pictures, but I never know. Sometimes people Photoshop stuff, and
Right.
I'm like,
Yep.
is that real or not?
So, Jen, you also discovered something else that I've actually been using this week as I've been working on my island.
I did. I learned something. My girls actually taught me this. And I'm kind of embarrassed I didn't know it already, and I'm kind of mad I didn't know about it already. But
I love this already.
So I make a point to try and save any pictures of patterns and codes for, the design codes that I see. And just in case I might need them at a later time, whatever. So the other night I'm like spending like forever going through, like I'm playing my game, and all of a sudden I just pick up my phone and I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And my girls are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to find this code. I can't find it. And they're like, why don't you just search for it? I'm like, what do you mean just search for it? Like in my phone? Like, they're like, no, go to the kiosk and the Able Sisters. I'm like, girlfriend, what? So they're like, yeah, don't you know you could just search for random codes? I'm like, no, I did not know this. So I thought, like, I had been trying to find either creator codes or the specific code for the item, but you can go to the kiosk and just do a random search and put in, it could be Christmas, it could be kitchen, it could be food, it could be whatever, and you can search for whatever it is you're looking for, and they will all show up, and then you can pick and choose. You don't have to know the specific code.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I just learned that today.
Right? Like, seriously. So I was like blown away and like so excited. And then dun 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 dun, my spots are still full. So I'm like, no. So I mean, it kind of stinks because now I feel like it was so fun. Like I just started typing in all these things just to like, oh my goodness, all this stuff just shows up. And so it's kind of amazing, but my spots are still full. But still, like, I mean, there are those specific codes that's nice to save and have, but man, it was, I couldn't believe it. I had no idea. And they're like laughing at me, like, Mom, how'd you not know this? I don't know.
Well,
I want to check that out.
Yeah.
Josh?
It's only going to work if somebody labels their thing correctly, though, right?
Right.
Like,
Well, I'm not really sure because, like I type in Christmas and you get a ton of just different Christmas related things.
Oh, I
well,
love that.
if they did Christmas tree or Christmas present or
Mm-hmm.
Christmas wreath, they have the word Christmas, that's going to make it show up. It's essentially a hashtag, right?
Right.
But if they're missing that, if they just called it present, you would have to search just present, and you might get different presents than if they had Christmas present.
Yeah, and so you may have to spend a little bit of time. Like I was looking for some bottles, like like on a shelf or something to have in the background, and so I typed in I think I typed in bottles, and then I typed in I think kitchen cabinet. Like you will find different things. So that you might have to get creative in exactly like the words you're using, and like some of them would show up with 57 pages and some would show up with 2. So, it just kind of, you're right. It will depend on what they're labeled, but it still is just, hello, so much quicker than scrolling through my phone, hoping I can find it. And if I even saved it, right? That's happened to me before too. Oh man, why didn't I save that? But anyway.
Right.
So
that's really exciting because I do the same thing. I go on Pinterest and I'll just type in, Animal Crossing New Horizons and Christmas dress. I'm going to stand up for anybody who's looking on YouTube.
it's so
How
pretty.
beautiful this dress is.
It is gorgeous. I kind of want that code. A little jelly.
I'll give it to you.
Okay. or I can search for it.
But it's the same thing. I'll have to sift through all of these different things. And sometimes, Pinterest will bring up different stuff that doesn't. Am I even allowed to say that name?
Pinterest?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
you're
we're
fine.
allowed to say it. We're allowed to say it.
Yeah,
There it is.
You're good.
It'll bring up other stuff that, isn't necessarily related to what I'm looking for. So if we use the search engine through Animal Crossing, then it would filter all those other irrelevant things out. That would be really cool. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
Well, and I used it this week for I got my Christmas tree farm. I got all the trees planted. So stay tuned to YouTube because as soon as it snows tomorrow I'm making my tomorrow's going to be Animal Crossing stream on Twitch. I'm going to finish making my holiday area.
Okay.
But I found a Christmas tree sign.
Yep.
It has a Christmas tree and says trees under it. And then I also my pumpkin booth, I just changed I just went in and swapped out the design with a present, and I'm gonna have a little gift shop area near my
Nice.
Christmas tree farm.
Cute.
And the toys that they're selling in Nook's Cranny right now, I'm gonna put on that stall,
Oh, cute.
right? And maybe even throw presents up there, that I could shoot a balloon or whatever. I may throw some stuff like that and just kind of make it a little gift shop.
Yeah. So once
They should
you're
make a little trees for tots.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
there you
cute.
go.
Yeah. You can't pick up your balloon presents and redrop them. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, okay. Can
So
you wrap
you
something
have-
That's
like
right.
it?
So you can wrap and have a gift, and they'll have red and green gift wrap. You can look for those days.
But is it just a bag, or
But
can you
it's
do
the
a
bag.
box?
And so you
Oh.
can't do the box. So you have to hope that a balloon it will land somewhere you want to leave it. And occasionally that will happen and it
Oh,
works out.
okay.
And then you just got to hope it's not a DIY that you really wanted.
Right, exactly.
The suspense might kill you.
I don't think Josh has that to worry about. I'm not sure that he opens any of those boxes. When was the last time you actually shot a balloon?
I always shoot my balloons.
Oh, you do?
Unless I'm on stream and I'm really focused on something and busy, and I just like to watch everybody in chat go balloon, and then I like to just toy with them. It's just the troll in me.
But that's how to get your DIYs for the month.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you want to be
I'd shot a balloon before we started, and it had a clothesline pole in it. I was like, well, that's useless.
I know, it's super annoying that they still throw in items that we all have by now.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I have to remember that not
Hilarious.
everybody maybe does have it. I don't know, but yeah, I do wish it was a little more of the DIYs more regularly. But yeah.
So, moving right along here, just real quick, I want to touch on this because we had a little bit of fun with it last night, is AR in Pocket Camp. And I put Petro on Jen last night through the AR feature and took pictures and sent it to Belle. And so you can hang out with your villagers and take
Yeah.
pictures and stuff, and you have to put some time into the game in order to get. I have a decent amount of villagers, but I'm missing. I'm missing a lot. I do have rolled, so I'm stoked about that. But you can also, like, I took some video of him. Now, the way you got to take video, you can't just you can't just open up the AR and take video. You've got to screen record.
Oh.
And I know if you're on iPhone, you can turn the microphone on. If you were going to, like, do some voiceover or something with it, you could do it all at once to be able to basically record video. But you will have... It's not going to be like if you snap the picture and it clears off all the stuff that you're,
right.
Like the camera button. You'll have all that on screen. So, but it could be cropped. You could crop it and it would still look pretty good. But it's kind of fun. You can also tour. You can walk through and tour, and basically you're just carrying your phone around your house, and you can walk around and tour like things within Pocket Camp. Like
really?
You're in somebody's. I haven't spent much time with that yet, but we really should.
Yeah.
They're kind of, Nintendo's trying to push it out, so it's definitely worth at least checking out. And if you wanted to have a little fun on Instagram, I'm going to try to have some fun with TikTok and see if I can get, maybe do something fun with Rolled or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure yet.
That's cute. I know. I was thinking I should get my villagers from New Horizons into my Pocket Camp onto the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there an easy way to do that you know of?
Well, you have to complete the collection of furniture that each animal likes in order to be able to invite them to your campsite.
Okay. Yeah, so you can't transfer. There's not like
that
the
I know
amiibo
of.
cards or something. I don't think they work.
Not that I know of.
They should now, because like at least I know Android phones had NFC chips and iPhones now do as well. So it'd be nice if that worked. But
it's been quite a while since I've tried, so
yeah,
I'll look into that.
Yeah,
I have something to talk about.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I hope it's okay if I talk about it because it starts tomorrow. So tomorrow is the 11th, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Gosh. Where the day's going. Okay,
I know.
so Snowboy is coming, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So is it okay if I talk about him?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We actually, let me see real quick, Belle. So it says, this is from Blue Pazuki from the Discord, and it says, ooh, maybe balloon farming or snowboy making for winter DIYs. That's there. I asked them for ideas for us to chat about, and then it says and discussion about Toy Day and previous games and what we anticipate. But the first part is about snowboy and stuff. So take it away.
Okay, so starting tomorrow, that'll start basically spawning in the snowballs, right? But if you have to be really mindful, so if your island has patterns just everywhere, or it has the clear pattern down, you're going to have to remove some of that from some areas so that you have a place for your snowballs to spawn into. And if you notice that they're just not spawning in that area, all you have to do is just walk into a building and then come back out, give it a few minutes, and it'll spawn back in like it's done other things within the game. And so you can only build one perfect snowboy a day. And there's been advice out there that if you don't kind of section a little bit of time that you have, and in between savings. So if your game has saved and then you want to try to build that perfect snowboy before the game saves again, and that way, if you don't really do it right, you can go ahead and back out of your game. Don't save and exit, but actually turn the game completely off. And it's not going to do anything as long as there's nothing that you've done within that little save time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can only build one perfect one a day, and he will tell you if it's a perfect one. And so there's kind of a ratio to it, and you want your bottom half to be the body's like at 100%, and then the head will be 10% less of what your body was, and that's how you make that perfect snowboy. And he has a lifespan of only 4 days. And so when you first make your perfect snowboy, he's going to give you a DIY that's going to directly deposit into your phone. And then every day after that, and I think that day too, he gives you a large snowflake. And every day after that, he will give you a large snowflake. So you'll have about 4 different snowboys that are out if you did this every day. And then you would be able to, once your first one melted, make another one. So you'll have about, because this will run from December 11th until February 24th, which gives you about 76 days, and you'll have an overall of 200, a chance of getting about 290 large snowflakes approximately if you were to do this every day, which will be the things that will help you in making the DIYs from that frozen section, I believe it is, that the Snowboy gave you.
Interesting. That's good to
And
know.
if you roll your snowball on the ground, it'll make your snowboy, like your snowball, start to get bigger.
Mhm.
And then if you're needing it to be a little bit less, roll it on one of your patterns and it will take a little bit of the snow off of it. So that's how you could play around with your snowballs to try to
Yeah.
get that right ratio going.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, you can roll them right into the water.
Yeah, be
and they'll
careful
disappear.
to stay away from
So-
cliffs, or
Yeah.
even if you run out into a tree, it could break.
They
so
can break.
you do got to be careful when you're rolling your snowballs. But
It-
that's
it-
good to know with the size ratio, because it can be a little tricky and super frustrating when you're trying to get that large snowflake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it was so sad in the older games when you'd roll your
Oh, my
snowball into the
goodness.
water and just watch it melt. It's like, oh no,
Yeah,
come back.
I know. You have to wait till the next day. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
It's
It is kind
also
of sad seeing him melt.
oh
Yeah.
I kind of want to think of a place where he's going. So I could just kind of mentally be okay when he melts away.
well, he's just going to the clouds.
He'll be back
Yeah.
again someday.
Yeah. And you can create him and be
You
like,
put it-
happy
made me feel
birthday.
good inside.
Yep. Oh goodness, yeah.
So, to continue with the second part of this this topic here with the discussion about Toy Day in previous games, I asked Jen, I'm like, hey, do you remember much about Toy Day? And guess what she said?
No.
No. And guess what? I don't remember much either, because and this is what I want to talk about, because once you did it once, there was really no reason to do it again. Right?
Yeah.
And
That's a bummer.
it's been 7 years or 8 years since we first
The
did
first
New
time,
Leaf. So we
right.
never fired it back up again because there was no reason to.
Yeah, that's probably true.
And I think the topic to talk about is that they should continue to update all of these holidays for at least supposedly Billy mentions it. We'll talk about Billy stuff in a little bit here, but he said predictions for future of Animal Crossing New Horizons during the 3 years of updates. Supposedly Nintendo has said there's going to be 3 years worth of updates.
Okay.
That's
So during that time, my thought is do some kind of updates to these holidays. It doesn't have to be major, because you don't want to take away, so that if somebody gets the game next year for the first time, they're not going to miss out on what happened.
Yeah, that would be a bummer.
That
But if
would-
they just added new.
But I think they need to continue to add to give us reason to do, like they need to look at the atrocious Egg Day holiday and rework it a little bit. Still give everybody the option to get all the DIYs and to collect eggs, but what else could make that just a little, like, what's going to bring us back to it? Right? And there's never been anything like that in the games before, because it was like, I've done this once and it's Christmas Day. We're so busy. We got new toys, running around, seeing family, all that stuff. Or if it's on,
I know in
Christmas
this
Eve.
game, right, it is on the 24th. And so, I mean, that's nice. At least it isn't on the 25th. But I do remember that in the past, it being like a time struggle. Like, because I mean,
Right.
our family does celebrate on the 24th with family. And so it is a busy day for us as well. And I remember in the past, like, wanting to help my niece, like, and our daughters, like, okay, let's hurry up and help everybody because we're not going to have time. So,
Yeah, to play the game, right? To
Yes.
do the Toy Day stuff, and so yeah, I would say for returning players or people that are going to be playing this game for years to come, like, do something, like hold something back or put something new in, so that there's reason for us to do,
yeah.
to do these.
I know, because even thinking ahead to spring right now and Egg Day, I'm just like, oh no. And it's sad because I did enjoy, like, it is kind of fun if you think about it as a fresh idea of just Easter eggs hiding over your island and you have to find them. But yeah, please give us new items or something.
I think that they will totally redefine Egg Day. Maybe not like totally redefine it, But didn't they already go through and they kind of did a little patchwork on it, partially like through Egg Day, because to where it kind of stopped making those eggs spawn so much, like for example, when
Yeah.
you're fishing or whatever. So I think that they heard the community very loud and clearly, like this dreadful Egg Day that y'all had. So
Well,
I can see them doing something to refine that.
Mm-hmm.
and looking back on it now, hindsight was a lot of us were still trying to get
Yes.
bugs, DIYs, fish.
Yeah, it was brand new. So
And-
it was a
Cereals.
lot right at the.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and when you're getting these, but now, for people that have been playing for the year, to go and do that, it's like, okay, it's not that big a deal. If I want the eggs, I know where to go get them. I'm not necessarily fishing as much right now
That's
because
true.
because
Exactly.
I've already completed my Critterpedia or whatever, or close to. So yeah, hopefully they do some kind. Just add to it. I would say don't take away from it. Just make sure. I just don't want to see anybody missing out on anything, and I don't think that's the route they will go. But
Right.
I would like to see things added. And as far as the snowball, remember that's the only way you can get your dung beetle.
Oh, that's a good reminder.
He
I
will.
did not know this. Okay, tell me.
Yeah, the dung beetle will be pushing the snowball around in the snow.
How adorable is that?
Yeah.
Especially for a funky dung beetle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you'll love this, Belle. I just caught the pond smelt. That's the fish for December. And
Oh, it's not your cologne?
and it said whoever smelt it dealt it. I was like, oh my gosh. Or something like that. I was just cracking up. So
That's great.
there's also lobster as the sea creature for December. And they're fast. So I'll give you guys a little tip with it. Don't try just to outswim it. It's almost impossible. Chase it to a corner. Like it has to
Oh.
turn at some point, and when it does, that's when you can catch it.
Okay.
So just kind of chase it to a corner. So the way I recommend chasing it is being under the water and swimming the same direction with it. You won't ever catch it, but it will keep going away from you in a straight line.
Okay.
And then when it goes to turn, that's when you can catch it. So it may take a few tries, because if you go left and it goes right, you're gonna be back in the same boat. But I think you can outswim it above the water, so you can go and get in front of it again, and then drop
it back.
down and
Gotcha.
push it back to that corner. So that's what I did. And I remember the first time I was dealing with a fast, I got so frustrated. I was like laying
Oh,
in
that
bed,
was
and then I
funny.
sat up, and
Oh,
then I
yeah.
was like, I've got quick thumbs from being a kid from the arcade, right? But like I couldn't press that A button fast enough, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Like, so
Because it was the B button. Just kidding.
press B. So M Carterific, new to the Discord, says would love to hear a discussion on why some of the game is so intuitive and other bits are awful. And we've kind of talked about this. Example, menus are pretty awful. Can't multi-purchase certain items. And then, but then I feel like the tool belt is really user friendly. So, what are your Jen? Do you want to start here? What do you think about this statement?
I know it is. I do hope we see a fix to the multi-purchase. I really would love to see them let us add to cart when we're in the Able Sisters in the changing room.
Yes.
I feel like I love being able to try everything on and see it. I do love that, but let me add it to cart and just, make one big purchase at the end. I would love
who
that.
goes on Amazon and buys
Everything.
their stockings and then checks out?
Right?
And then buys their shoes and then checks out.
Exactly.
That's a lot of shipping, Mabel and Abel.
I know. Yes, things could be done a little more green. Save on all that packaging. But yeah, so that
Right.
I totally agree with that. And there's a few things like that. Even our 5 orders a day, that kills me.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Amazon doesn't say, "Oh, you spent too much money with us today," and you would think Nook would want more of our bells, right? Like, come on.
That was funny.
I mean, maybe Amazon should have that feature.
Probably like, oh man.
But Nook, of all people, I would think would want more of our bells. So come on.
Right.
But
I think they do that though. I mean, the only logic I can put behind it is I feel like their whole purpose was to slow the game down
yeah,
so that we would spend more time in it. We had to work for all of it. Kind
right.
of that whole like you have to work to earn this, you have to wait and be patient, which could be kind of cool that I don't know that Nintendo really thought the psyche out on this very much, but I mean, there is something to that, because we're just so fast moving, it's like prime now, put it in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And but so it kind of like slows us down and teaches us that okay, we've got to be patient, we've got to wait for this. Everything isn't just right at our beck and call. But it does hinder us in the sense that sometimes that could be a deterrent from playing Animal Crossing because you're just like, you know what? I really want my house to look beautiful, but it is taking me 2 weeks to design 2
Right.
rooms. And
Exactly.
that can be just like, forget it. I'm going to go play Fortnite.
Well, and even in real time, like you only have the weekend, 2 days, some of us,
Yep.
or, whatever the case is. I try to not, like, I mean, I could play Animal Crossing all day, every day, but, that's just not a good idea. So it's like the weekends, like, I got to get a bunch done on my house. But yeah, if I have to wait and my orders aren't coming in, then it either forces you to want to time travel or you just don't get it done. And then, yeah, you get frustrated and go play Fortnite. But,
Right. Or you're like Josh and you like ask for tainted goods,
oh yeah, there's always that. But and they even like they gave us the convenience of having the shopping app on our little Nook phone.
Right.
So it's just I don't know. And in previous games, mail would be delivered twice a day, and so that was also a nice thing that could even if they won't give it to us immediately, same day shipping
check
would
back.
be nice.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What I wish that they would do something with is all of these Nook miles. That's what I can't wrap my head around. Why do we have all of these Nook miles, but yet you aren't giving me any avenue to spend them? Everything that you have given me is something that I already have. So I don't really understand
I
what
think
their
it's
purpose
for
there was.
dreamy hunting. That's when
Dreamy.
like
Are you like looking for McDreamy? What do
no.
you mean?
I wish McDreamy was in this game.
I'm out.
But when you were looking for new villagers and you're going to the islands to hunt for them, I
Mhm.
think that's why. I mean, because like you said, yeah, we've bought everything there is to buy as of now, and until they give us more with our Nook miles. But if you are looking for a certain villager, I mean, that's how I've wiped mine out in the past. I finally have. I think I'm in like the 70,000 Nook miles because every time I'd get,
Really?
like, I'd have to cash them all out to get tickets, and then I'd give them to my kids or whoever's looking for, Raymond or whoever they're trying to find. And so that's where I've always spent all mine, is trying to find the villager that I want.
See, I have like probably over 170,000 and then I have like 200 Nook miles. So for me, it's just like sitting there, just
But
like, oh man,
not
this is
everybody finds Raymond on their first island. You got lucky.
lucky.
Lucky. Didn't you find him on your first island?
Yeah, that's because it's Belle. He's like, oh my gosh, Belle, let's go to Golden Oak.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I found Raymond at like 59 or.
I never found
Ooh.
him. Hoffman sent him to me.
So, I mean, that. And
Oh my
Josh has spent
God.
a ton of tickets looking for him. So.
Yeah, and I had friends looking for Judy that like they had 1,000 trips
Yeah.
to different islands and I don't even know if she showed up then.
Yeah. I mean, I watched somebody on Twitch go over to 100 islands. Finally, she gave up. And if someone just gifted or like, put them in boxes for her.
Yeah.
So.
And you're not. I don't disagree, Belle. I think they need. Here's the thing on New Leaf. The best way to earn bells was to go to the island from your town and hunt for beetles. You would set up your island in a certain way to where there were only 2 palm trees, and you would walk back and forth, and you would fill your pockets, and then you'd go in and put them in like a basket. And then you'd fill your pockets again, put them in the basket, and then you'd fill your pockets one more time, and that was the max you could carry and then take back, and then you'd travel back from that island and then you have to take everything back up to the Nook's Cranny and sell all the beetles, and you could do like 300,000 at a time, give or take, like right around there. And that was something we would do on the regular. Like we would put on like a show in the evening, sit and bug hunt.
Yeah.
To try to make.
I mean, we did that. I think
money.
I spent more time doing that than just regular time in our town.
Yeah.
Because it was the same island you went to, so you never had like you said, you'd set up your trees, you'd remove your flowers and bushes so that it wouldn't draw the butterflies, and it just stayed that way because it was the same island. It wasn't like these mystery islands. And then you could also choose inside the little, like there's a little I don't know, little place that. What do you call that? Like the little where they're inside, and you could choose to do mini games.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun. So because you could, with multiple people, show up on the same island and do these mini games and earn things there, or you could just spend time fishing or bug hunting. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think there's still lots to come, honestly, because we are still like we've talked about it at length, all the different things that we're missing, and there is a lot.
There is stuff to come.
There's some pretty big things that are coming.
Oh.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. But there are some big things that are coming. That's at least I believe. Let's put that little asterisk there.
Yeah.
I believe there are very big things that are coming.
Based on what data miners have found, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And so
which have turned out to be, relatively, all of it's kind of hit the mark. So that's why I have a lot of I don't know. I have a lot of faith that stuff is coming, which I think is going to excite everyone again in doing different activities. So that'll be really fun. That'll be really neat.
And I mean, something we talk about a lot too is the credit card.
Yeah.
Having the debit card so you don't have to carry bells.
It frustrates me so much. So.
Oh, you won a credit card.
In City Folk, you had credit.
It was tied to your bank account.
It was a debit card. Mm-hmm. And if you went to the city to go shopping, you could buy everything you needed. You didn't have to carry all the bells with you. And you just run your card.
Yeah.
And now that's not an option. So it's like which
is super frustrating because, again, they gave us this shopping app so we can shop from home or anywhere else on our island, but we can't pay for it. We have to still go into town, go to the bank, take out the money. Like, I don't understand that. You wait in these long lines. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Check out bank. What is this?
Right.
It's called an ATM, Jen.
Well, and I mean, go ahead, Jen. Tell them what you experienced this morning when I turned my game on. Just go ahead.
You guys,
built an incline?
No, it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse. So not only does he still not have an incline, but this morning, now, he doesn't even have a ladder. He doesn't even have a ladder. And you want to know why? You want to know why he doesn't have a ladder? Well, when he went to this other island to acquire this art, he had to empty his pockets. And therefore now gets stuck without his ladder and has to call and get rescued.
Are you
from
serious?
His house. I'm dead serious. This man does not have an incline or a ladder.
Okay, Josh, you know that there's this store. It's called, you might want to write this down, Nook's Cranny. Or can't you buy, no, you can't buy a ladder in Nook's Cranny, can you? Or you can?
No, he might have to build it.
I think you can build.
Okay, so
I think you can buy
Does he have a workbench?
You know, at this point, I honestly couldn't tell you. I would not be surprised if he did not. He still doesn't have a closet.
Let me play my game.
What
That's
exactly
the problem
are you doing on this game?
Yeah. But you want to know what? His Critterpedia is full.
Did Hoffman help him with that too?
You can't. You have to do it all yourself.
No, he's done that one himself. But
oh yeah, that's right.
I'm missing a bug and I'm missing 2 fish, and then whatever sea creatures are coming out in January, February, and March, and April.
Yeah. Well, no. After March, you should have everything.
Well, we couldn't deep sea dive until like
that's
in
true.
the summer.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, there is that. He was asking me the other day. You know, I'm all harassed him all the time about this, that, and the other. But then he's like, "Open your Critterpedia. I want to see what this fish is I'm missing." And then he's like, "I have like," he's like, "I only have like 1 or 2 I'm missing," and I have like 15. He's like,
He does that because he's so competitive, and he knows you have 15, and he's like, no, let's go through all of the characters on Fortnite and see what all we're all missing. That kind of blew up in his face, though, because I had more than he did. He was like, oh.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then it's funny because he's like, tell me where this character is, and we have to go land at those locations to get his characters, and Jen and I, our areas are just like,
This is false information.
no, it's not. And then he goes and he does, I'm sorry, we're shifting, but we're just talking about you and games. And then he goes and he like makes us drop at all these locations to get his little quests done. And Jen and I, he's like, oh my gosh, I'll still have 30 quests in it? I'm like, what? Like, where are my quests? Where are my quests? I don't understand this. Ball, where are my quests?
it's a true story. It really is.
You guys are. This is. I want off this ride.
Oh, that's great. But he does have 15 toilets still in his house, so I mean.
Yeah, I have the bathroom I want. But I mean, so let's see. We talked a little bit about Billy's prediction for future updates, right? And then he says, my prediction is right now they are getting holidays out of the way, as well as a few features that were essential to these holidays, like diving. Like diving ended up before tackling Brewster. So he thinks Brewster's going to be coming after the holidays. And, you know, I do too. I think... Well, I think I've even heard stuff about data mining that Brewster is official. That was from a while ago, and we still haven't seen him. So,
I mean, it makes sense. We've had a few things, summer kind of dragged out with nothing happening, but with fall and Turkey Day and now Toy Day, like they're keeping us busy. So that's good because come, January, February, like, what are we going to do? I mean, we have snow through.
We got Pave in January.
We do have snow through until
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, but that'll be good to spread it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do. Oh, there's Axel. He's wandering around. Jen's all grinning right now.
Looking for you, Jen.
Yeah,
yeah, he is.
Jen's like, okay, let's change the subject.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's gonna be. I mean, there could be an announcement today, guys, at the Game Awards.
That's
Animal
true.
Crossing is voted for Game of the Year. There could be an Animal Crossing announcement tonight.
I mean, that is so exciting.
Yeah,
That is so exciting.
it is. I don't think it has a chance to win.
You don't think so?
The game of the years typically go to like these big cinematic experience type games. I love that Animal Crossing is in the mix, and it like has sold so well, and it is challenging the norms of what your typical game of the year is. I mean, I would love it if it won. And I mean, the thing is, there's probably more people that are voting for these game of the years that played. There's a chance that more people have played this game than the other games that are up.
Yeah.
Up to win. So.
Okay, so I have a question.
Okay.
So I play games, but I just don't dive into everything. I'm not like all knowing when it comes to games, like the D-pad is an X or whatever. So these game awards, they're like, are they kind of like the Oscars sort of?
Yeah.
They have they have different categories maybe, and then I don't know, tell me. And then do they have certain games that they're already nominees and then they get voted on? Is that what's going on?
So there was there's a bunch of different best indie game, best family game. Nintendo usually dominates the family game category. And
So which one is Animal Crossing in?
Game of the Year.
Oh, just overall game of the year.
Yes.
Okay, why? What is it going against?
Like
Do you know?
The Last of Us 2, Hades, Ghost.
no.
It's called Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. I I don't remember. But so yeah, it's going against like big cinematic, like some of Sony's biggest titles, right? I think Doom Eternal is on there, which Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing came out on the same day. So there's a lot of funny like memes and gifs of stuff of Isabelle and Doomslayer together. And there's a lot of people that want either a like a Doomslayer, like an Isabelle skin for Doomslayer, and they have a unicorn one that's really goofy looking. So you never know what might happen there tonight. There could be something there.
So who do you think is going to win? What's your prediction?
Probably The Last of Us or Ghost.
Really? Okay, I'm totally going Animal Crossing.
I've never even heard of those games.
It's The Last of Us 2, right?
Yeah, Last of Us. Last of Us 2.
I've heard about that game.
And it I mean, from my understanding, again, I didn't play it at all. I haven't played the first one. It wasn't as good as the first one from what everybody said, that I, the little bit that I saw. So, Animal Crossing also came in at a time that the world needed it.
That's why I vote for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like The Last of Us 2 is very negative. Like, I don't know if I want to use the word negative, but it's very like
dark.
Yes, thank you. It's more on that side than Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, look, I have goosebumps. Just like I feel like I'm trying to give the award away right now, But it gave us hope. It gave us a place to go when we literally weren't allowed to go anywhere. It gave us friends and connections. It gave us, I don't know, flowers and everything, like everything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what, Animal Crossing doesn't win, then Animal Crossing didn't win. But I'm totally going Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it did. It brought so many people together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a huge community. And then, like, even just in our house, like, sure, you're the gamer of the house, but I mean, Animal Crossing, 5 of the 6 of us were playing it. And I think that's the same for a lot of houses,
Absolutely.
It's not just the mom or the dad or the teenager anymore that's playing whatever game. It's now the whole family wants to play, and together. So,
well, here's the thing about Animal Crossing too is, my mom knows about Animal Crossing. All those other games you just named, my mom doesn't know about them. I mean, my mom doesn't play video games, but for my mom, who is not active in the video game world, to know about Animal Crossing, and I would be sad if it doesn't go to them.
Yeah. And they did such a good job that, like, the artwork, like, it's a beautiful game. Very
right.
They put a lot into it. It was definitely not just thrown out there. It's a lot of time went into it.
Plus, it's a game that keeps giving back.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have written like a reference letter for this.
There might be still some time you could tweet to somebody.
Well, I think because they did like a like we could all vote, and I think the game, I think the user's choice or whatever was, I think, Last of Us won, but it all just depends on who got out and voted.
Exactly.
Right? So, and but I do think that there are a lot of people that if, as long as they owned the Switch and the PlayStation, probably played both of these games. There's.
So do you think the Animal Crossing people are, kind of like that genre of people who would actually get out and vote for this? I mean, look, you mentioned this, and I didn't even know about it.
I know. I wish I had known. I would have voted.
Yeah.
I knew about it, and I didn't go vote just because I'm like, it's just not a priority for me. But yeah, and I mean, this game is still going strong, and I do think there's a really good chance we're gonna find out. We may end up having to do another podcast tomorrow once something gets announced for this game, and we're all super giddy,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's a chance. We already know Smash is getting an announcement today. They already announced that ahead of time, and so there's a very, very good chance we'll see. Especially with it being nominated for Game of the Year. I don't know why this just now dawned on me, but like, I'll be surprised at this point if there isn't an Animal Crossing announcement at tonight's show.
that'd be fun.
If there isn't an Animal Crossing what?
Announcement.
Oh.
Like, if there isn't something that they're like, hey, this update, and I mean, it could be the kind of thing that they drop now, possibly,
Huh.
You just never know. Because I mean, I want to go get a warm cup of coffee in the snow. If they announce
my
Brewster,
goodness.
to be carrying around my coffee.
It's
when
true. This is the best time.
this would be a great time for. I remember doing that.
Oh yeah.
In New Leaf, going and getting a cup of
Hot cup of
coffee and
coffee,
wandering
yep.
around in the snow
It's
with
all
the steam.
steaming,
The steam's coming off
exactly.
the cup and everything.
Yeah.
I
did it quite often.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah.
Like that was one of my routines, was just to go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Woo. Fun.
All right,
Fun.
Jen, where can people find you?
At Animal Crosser Jen on Instagram and N64Jen. Where else?
All right, Belle, where can we find you?
I love this question every single time. At Belle of Disney in your Discord, but sometimes I need to work with my assistant because I'm not really getting notifications very well.
We'll work on that. Guys, you can follow me everywhere at N64Josh, putting out a lot of TikToks, some on Instagram, Twitter, all the places. Farmers only. Yeah. No. All right.
Farmers only. Oh my god. Okay.
We appreciate you guys listening so very much.
Definitely.
Again, come hang out in the Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. Come get all your cataloged items from Hoffman, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.